Today to interview Doug Klasky from the Bachelors. Hello, Doug.
Well, who are the Bachelors? Routes actually that I advise everybody to go. I advise a lot of people in show business today, and I always say get yourself very well educated. It's the most important thing, because show business, I don't need to tell you, is full of rogues and villains and vagabonds, and they will take your money. They will give you corporate contracts, and there are very few straight ones around. So I always say to people, get yourself educated, and that way, if you're educated, you can choose to be stupid, you can choose to act stupid. But if you are stupid, you can't. So there we are. So that's how I started. Came over here in '62, which is a million years ago.
And you've been here ever since.
It's exactly the same time scale as the Beatles. And then a year after we started, then the Rolling Stones came along. Cliff Richard started about 4 years before us, and is still a very good friend of mine, as is Bruce Walsh and Hank Marvin. They're lovely people.
With your brother?
Just right. Oh God. Yeah. Con and I did everything together.
Are you still best friends?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, because we're doing concerts all over the place. You just come back to New York.
How is it working with your brother?
Easy. He's just
so
there.
Many years as well.
He's just there. The nice thing, sleeping on railway station benches for months. I was going around clubs in the West End of London picking up old orange crates.
I know, and you shared a porridge,
That's
porridge
right.
back with your brother.
Absolutely.
Well.
I mean, which was a fantastic story. Where
and you were freezing cold because you didn't have heating in the flat.
We'd no heating, and it was the coldest winter ever in history. In 1962-63, there's been films made about it. It was the coldest winter ever in history, and we absolutely froze. I can tell you. Yeah, absolutely. So we had two, actually. We had Dan and, I believe, in the top 5 at the same time. Transport. So he worked for the transport company. But he died sadly when I was 17. In fact, he died the day after we did Opportunity Knocks. Yeah, and I remember I said to, he was upstairs in bed, and downstairs it was on the radio at that time. My goodness. But I remember saying to him, Dad, listen, we're on the radio, we're on Opportunity Knocks, and he was so weak. He died the next day, which is sad.
At least he had a chance to hear him.
Yeah, but he never saw our success. My mother did, and my mother became quite a legend in show business. Everybody knew her.
She got involved.
Oh God, she poured everybody into tears. She'd sit beside, Major and Phil Collins and people like that, and say, "Now, did you know about my Declan? Now, my Declan went to school, you see, O'Connell schools." And, she was hilarious. Simon Cowell actually said the same thing a few weeks ago. I don't have the luxury of listening to music for pleasure. Never have had. I listen to music for a reason, for a purpose. I listen to music to hear it, and to examine it and analyse it. And a lot of the time, I think possibly that's a dreadful thing to happen in somebody's life, to lose the ability to say where we listen. You better say where we are, because there are lots of people laughing in the background. I got to tell you, we are in a place called Flavour in Eastbourne. If ever you want a good drink or a nice, intelligent conversation, no, you might as well say where we are.